Chairman will call this board meeting to start at 6 after 6.
Yes,
That's wrong. 6
5:06
after
is correct.
5. The first order of business will be consideration of the proposed agenda.
Make a motion.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Second, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Bob Curran and Anthony Barisi?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I need a motion to consider the minutes of the January 4th, 2021 meeting resolution
Make a motion.
0921.
Second.
Thank you. Second,
Second.
you got them, Tracy?
Got him.
Any questions, additions, deletions? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, that's approved. ED, we still have, ED should be executive director. Excuse me. Correspondence, none?
No, sir.
And on to the everly popular treasurer's report.
Really? Okay.
It's a short agenda, but that will grow with each additional meeting.
Okay, so the cash in the checking account, People's United Bank, as of January 31st, 2021, was $108,351.29. Investments balance at January 31st, 2021 is $45,551.26. That's in a municipal money market account bearing interest with an annual rate of 2%. The revenues for the month of January 2021 include interest earnings of $24.08, late pilot fees billed in the amount of $5,448.92, annual compliance fees of $8,550, and project fees from 331 Main Street LLC in the amount of $78,859.62.
And I apologize. I didn't give you the March. This is,
You mean
From
February?
January.
yeah, the
February.
month of February.
Yes.
I mailed them to you, but I
You
don't
did.
have them in your
That's
packet.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
I thought there was
I didn't
something.
bring my computer,
So-
otherwise I'd read them.
I reviewed.
I apologize. We may have to ratify them at the next meeting. Unless you're comfortable, but I don't remember.
No, we'll ratify.
we'll
it at
wait
the next
until
meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So please put that down.
Do we have more than that?
It is more than that.
I
Yes.
did have more because I checked it this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
sorry.
It's looking at 132,000 right now. so,
Yes.
yeah.
All right, the chair will let some of this frivolity go for this meeting,
Sorry.
but by next, by next meeting, we're gonna have to get a little bit more
Up to date.
deliberative. All right, so that'll be done the next meeting.
But you can do the January report. You can vote. You can accept it.
Yes.
Is that one in here?
It's the
Yes.
one you just read,
We just read it.
Oh, good, I missed it. Okay.
because we didn't have a February meeting.
Right.
Oh, that's
So-
it. All right.
I move to accept it.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Any questions, further discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Sorry about that.
All right, that's the January cleanup.
And there's a resolution, yeah, okay.
Next. Committee reports. Audit, none. Governance report. We'll just cover Finance Committee, none, so let's go to the governance report.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The Governance Committee met on February 24th to conduct its annual review of agency policies, and none of the members sought any amendments at this time. Therefore, it was the sense of the committee that we recommend that the full board renew each of the following policies for 2021 without change. disposition of real property, procurement, statement of board responsibilities, code of ethics, whistleblower, bylaws, time and attendance, and mission statement and measurement reports and policies. The board evaluation forms were reviewed, and the committee discussed the benefit of reminding board members of their ability to table actions and delay votes if they require more information or need additional time to deliberate any actions being sought by the agency. Members also suggested it would be helpful to have the executive director compile a listing of all annual reporting requirements and deadlines to share with board members so that they have a quick reference for the timing of various yearly state and local obligations. I have that report, and we'll be sharing it with the members today. The executive director confirmed that all but 2 projects at that time had submitted their compliance reports, and she has been in contact with the 2 outstanding projects, now currently 1, to provide technical assistance on the details required for their completion. Tracy also updated the committee on the financial status and all pending and anticipated applications to the agency. The governance committee also held its annual discussion of the composition of the executive board and committee assignments, and developed a slate of nominees for consideration by the full board at the 2nd meeting in March, which will be on the 29th, pending discussions with individual members as to their interests in the recommended assignments. Finally, the committee once again reviewed communications from Mr. Butler and recommends that the full board accept the payment of late fees in resolution of all outstanding issues. And that was the full report.
Okay. Thank you. You need to approve that?
So for the policies, during the March meeting, you'll do them, blanket
Yes.
resolution. What about the accepting Butler's payments? Do we really need a resolution on that?
I think it would be a good idea for the board, since there's been a lot of thought that's gone into how to handle the situation, and it's, now resolved, and
Should that be something I write up for the next meeting, or is it something
no, I
we can
think
do a
that
one-hour?
unless, if the chair is amenable to an oral resolution to adopt the recommendation of the committee to accept the payment in satisfaction of the matter as presented to the board, then could do that tonight. If there was some disagreement on that, then there could be discussion and a delay.
Well, it's already a done deal, and as we meant it to be, so.
I'll make
Well,
the
you're the
motion
best,
for the
thank you.
full board to consider accepting the late fees in satisfaction of the outstanding issues of Mr. Butler.
And that-
I'll
Need a second? Okay.
I'll second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
And then that
Thank
way you
you.
can send him a
Thank
copy
you.
of that resolution, and that
It'll-
way he has a paper response.
Groven.
Wonderful.
Anthony. Is there a vote on
So-
that? Did you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Lori
Yes.
first.
So
and
it will be
Tom.
at the next meeting that we vote on the policies.
Correct.
And on the committee assignments and executive board
Correct.
memberships, yeah.
Okay.
Great, thank you, that was. Okay. Good thinking about the resolution to the client.
Tracy, I'm looking for my agenda in here. I know it's here because I used it. So as to speed this up, what's the next item?
So there's no old business.
Right.
Let me see if I can help you.
The only paper.
You want mine? There it
Oh,
is.
there it is.
Okay.
It's the last one I looked at. Okay, old business? No?
And there's no one in the waiting room, right? Okay.
Now we're to new business. And for
JW's first.
starters, we'll do the consideration of John Wesley Village refinance, resolution 11 dash
In the
21.
resolution.
Yes,
Yeah,
not in-
Not for the
the
other.
next one, yes.
Counsel, would you do your usual brief synopsis of this resolution?
Certainly, the John Wesley One is refinancing their mortgage. They're using the same, I'll call them mortgage broker, and that may not be the correct term, rate mortgage facilitator, but it will be a Fannie Mae insured mortgage. And it will take some time for the actual commitment letter and mortgage to be approved, but they wanted a preliminary approval. The amount is similar to the amount of the existing mortgage. There's some additional capital to provide for the offset of the assessment payment that they have still not received. So the hope is that as they conclude this financing, they'll be able to come to the board at a future meeting and address a pared-down time schedule to complete the improvements that they were prohibited from completing because of the erroneous assessment. So it's moving on that issue.
All right, we'll need a motion to consider this.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second from Bob. Lori, make a motion. Any questions, thoughts? All right, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, that is passed. The next one is consideration of Georgica Green Property Management, number 12-21.
Before the consideration, I just want to make note that since the board had received this via email, one minor change, it's highlighted in yellow, and it's to add a fee. I forgot to add the fee in the resolution. You're on.
Well, they had identified the ARCO Management Company in their proceedings with us, and subsequently, they have created the Georgica Property Management LLC to manage the facility, and it involves the same parties as the applicants. And so it creates a little issue for the legal documents because we wanted to be sure that everyone understood from their standpoint that we were now going to rely on this management company and that the management company would have to be responsible on a 24-hour-a-day basis to Tracy and the board for any issues that come up, that this wasn't a ministerial position only, but an active duty role. So we have an applicant certification attached where they need to identify a specific person with an address and a 24-hour phone number so that if anything occurs at the site that requires some immediate address, to be addressed immediately, Tracy has contact information.
So effectively, ARCO steps out and their own management company steps in.
Correct.
But
And the-
sometimes there's so many moving parts, I wanted to grab hold of one person that
Yeah,
was...
sure, makes sense.
Mr. Gallo is the president of the Riverhead Apartments. They're the property owner.
Yep.
Georgica Green Ventures LLC is the property developer, and the company that's taking over is also under his direction and
Yep.
control. But it's not realistic to believe that someone in his position would be able to respond to minor questions and
Agreed.
concerns that come up, so that's why we try to identify
Right.
somebody else in addition.
So is ARCO, in the original documents, is ARCO mentioned in, they are?
They are, because when they came to you, one of the questions that was asked is, how are you going to be able to properly manage this facility? And they gave you information, I think, different facilities that ARCO had managed.
Yeah, we vetted them. They were,
Right, but I guess for what I'm asking is, so in all the legal documents,
are they
ARCO
signers?
The signers of the document are Riverhead Apartments LLC and the Georgica Green Ventures. They're the prime,
Okay.
the parties of primary responsibility. They are permitted to use ARCO
Gotcha.
as their managing agent.
Right.
So they're not,
They're not on the
our
closing
agreement is not with
documents.
ARCO, our agreement is with,
That's what
yes, very correct.
But ARCO came in because they were going to be in charge of the reporting requirements, meeting the
Correct.
reporting requirements and all of that we expected the project to comply with.
Riverhead Apartments and Georgica Green are obligated to meet the reporting requirements. in their documents. They have identified ARCO in their documents as a project manager. But that does not shift the burden to ARCO to meet those reporting
Right,
requirements.
ultimately, it is,
It stays with, and that's
right.
why we're having Riverhead Apartments LLC and Georgia Green acknowledge the switch to, even though we got a letter from Georgia Green, we want them to certify that the resolution is true and correct as of today, and that this individual that they're now gonna designate would be the person that Tracy can rely upon to sign on their behalf.
right, okay, gotcha.
Anything
Someone I
else,
can
any
beat
other
up if
questions?
nothing's going wrong, if
Right.
something's going wrong.
What's that?
Someone I can beat up if something's going wrong.
Okay,
Everyone's okay now?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Second. Sure, Bob.
Just
All
as
those in
a,
favor, aye?
just a nit there.
Yeah.
Yes?
Is there anything that expressly says that ARCO is out and the apartment manager, the new apartment manager is in? Right now, looking at the whereas, you could conclude that they're both property managers. Although obviously, the expression to be the property manager implies that ARCO will leave the field, but you just want to make sure that they're out, right?
Your thoughts on that, Dick?
Sure, I'm happy to offer a minor.
I was just wondering if that was in the I would have put it in the certification, just that ARCO is out and Georgia, but anyway.
Yeah, we can do it either in the certification, or we can do it.
I'm good.
I think I prefer to do it in the resolution.
Yeah, probably.
And whereas Riverhead Apartments by letter dated requested that they approve and authorize Georgia property manager, should we say in replace, in the stead of ARCO and management, I'll get the correct name.
Yeah, but yeah.
ARCO management. So would the mover of that resolution
Yes.
accept that amendment? And
As a, what do I do? Move it as amended?
Okay.
you accept the amendment? Yeah.
Accept the amendment?
And the seconder accept the amendment?
Yes.
Now, do I have to write that as accepted amendment? When
The
I'm writing the minutes?
resolution is now moved as amended.
Yep.
And the chair will take over.
Anything else? All those in favor of the resident, excuse me, the amended motion, the amended motion, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, that will run then with, as an amended motion, the motion has it's approved. It's approved. All right. So we're at executive director report. Tracy?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have much, but I'll say that the compliance reports are the earliest they've ever been in, which is great.
Good.
I haven't, in my brief review, noticed too awful of a decline in the job numbers, but I still have to calculate them, which was
You said
hopeful.
too awful?
Right, I expected them to be much
Too-
worse,
Okay.
given the pandemic and, I've had meetings with the supervisor's office, and we now have development team meetings with the planning department, and, you know, we're always talking to each other, but we're never in the same room at the same time, so the CDA, the planning, and myself, and the supervisor happen to be present also, are gonna have regular meetings to talk about the projects that we're doing and
Oh, good.
and
That's good.
coordinate a little bit better, which is great. But that's pretty much it, just overwhelmed in the paperwork right now. We're doing our audit, we're gonna have committee meetings this month for audit, for governance again. And that's it, I think. You know,
Good,
computer has been an ongoing saga.
Still.
Yeah, our IT guy picked up Denise's computer today, because we may need a new computer for her, but he's gonna see what he can do. And he's gonna work with Chip at some point and coordinate, so I have a backup person to work on our stuff. God forbid, you know, he gets overwhelmed again or whatever. And that's it.
Let me ask you a question on that. Can you at the same time get an estimate for your own? If we were to fix that or replace it, how much
For
approximately?
my computer?
Yeah, we don't have to get it, just
Well,
put an idea.
I think the town, in our town meeting, was
Oh, yes,
very
yes.
receptive to our, you know, we share costs, and if they have stock that possibly we could work something out with the town to provide some equipment if they have anything. So I'd like to try that route first
Great,
before expending funds of the agency.
yes. Are you okay with that?
Absolutely.
Sounds good?
Any other thoughts?
Buy an app.
Right, as Chip leaves me. Okay.
That's it.
Looking for the sign sheet. All right.
That's it?
Did we leave anything hanging? No, that's good.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right.
Second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
5:27.
Anybody opposed?
Pretty good.
No, okay. We are adjourned at 5:27.